Hello and welcome to All in Togo Tour of Discovery, which will take us to London, to Nairobi, to Abidjan and to Lomé. In our previous video, part 8, we had a look around few shops inside the terminal. To see what we have done at each destination, just visit our playlist on our channel. See how it is done in the demonstration here, and as you can see, we have a playlist for tour of Nairobi, of Lomé, of Abidjan and London. And don't forget to actually activate the bell to subscribe and activate the bell of notification, so that whenever we put a video into one of those playlists, you'll be the first to know. Now, in this new video number 9, we are going to talk to you a little bit about Bole International Airport and Ethiopian Airlines. So let's go.
What you didn't know about Addis Ababa Bole International Airport and Ethiopian Airlines. Here are the facts. Addis Ababa, also named Addis Abeba, which can be translated as New Flower or Natural Spring, is the capital and largest city in Ethiopia. It is home for the African Union, the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, and Africa's biggest airline, Ethiopian Airlines, which is 100% owned by the Ethiopian government. Addis Ababa Bole International Airport is Ethiopia's main international airport, located in the Bole neighborhood, slightly under 4 miles, 6 kilometers, southeast of Addis Ababa city center. The airport was formerly known as Haile Selassie I International Airport. It is owned by Ethiopian Airlines and managed by Ethiopian Airports Enterprise. To clarify, Ethiopian Airports Enterprise is one of the core business units in Ethiopian Airlines Group, with the mandate of executing quality airport infrastructure and services to its customers, and having its own distinct mission, vision and core. Addis Ababa Bole International Airport is the main hub of Ethiopian Airlines and serves destinations in Ethiopia and throughout the African continent, as well as non-stop service to Asia, Europe, North America and South America. The airport is also the base of the Ethiopian Aviation Academy. Since June 2018, the airport has seen an average of 450 planes per day arrive and depart, and is currently handling over 12 million passengers a year. About the airport. Addis Ababa Bole International Airport has 2 terminals. Terminal 1 and Terminal 2 interconnected by a walkthrough. A free shuttle service is also available to connect both buildings. Terminal 1 serves domestic and regional flights for Ethiopian Airlines, Egyptair, Qatar Airways, Sudan Airways and Yemenia. Terminal 2 serves international flights and the rest of the airlines that serve the airport. Ethiopian Airlines' vision is to become a dominant force in the world of aviation. It has therefore developed a plan dubbed Vision 2025. Vision 2025 is the airline's 15-year plan that focuses on transforming the airline and cementing its position as Africa's largest airline group. As reported in Payload Asia, Vision 2025 consists of 4 core pillars. The first is to secure the right fleet. As the national carrier, Ethiopian Airlines is acquiring new fleet and opening new international and domestic routes to keep up with the growth. At the moment, the carrier has an operating fleet of 140 aircrafts and 35 on order. The operating fleet is made up of the following. For long-range passenger services, it has 18 Airbus A350-900XWB, 19 Boeing B787-8, 8 Boeing B787-9, 4 Boeing B777-300ER, 6 Boeing B777-200LR, 2 Boeing B767-300ER. For medium-range passenger services, it has 20 Boeing B737-800, 8 Boeing B737 MAX, 9 Boeing B737-700NG. For regional and domestic passenger services, it has 32 Q400 Bombardier. For cargo and non-scheduled services, it has 9 Boeing B777-200LRF cargo, 4 Boeing B737-800F cargo, and 1 B767-300F. As of today, Ethiopian Airlines flies to and from its hub at Addis Ababa to more than 127 international destinations and 22 domestic destinations. It offers non-stop service to Asia, Europe, North America, and South America, as well as locations throughout Ethiopia and across the African continent. The second pillar is on infrastructure. This includes the expansion project of Terminal 2 with hotel and VIP complexes. In 2017, Ethiopian Airlines opened its Cargo Terminal 2 facility in Addis Ababa Airport. The third pillar is human resource development, and the airline is continuing to pump money into its staff and crew training. Finally, Ethiopian aims to improve its systems. It has since automated all its procedures and is moving forward to becoming a paperless airline. Now, how is Vision 2025 being implemented? Ethiopian Airports Enterprise, which manages the airport, has been engaged in upgrading the country's airports and undertaking expansion projects in the capital, Addis Ababa, as well as in the regional states. The organization operates 22 airports in the country, and 4 of them are international: Addis Ababa, Dawa, Bahir Dar and Mekelle. According to Eskinder Alemu, CEO of Ethiopian Airports, his company is also undertaking major upgrading and expansion projects in the regional towns. We are building baggage handling systems, BHS, ground lighting systems, fence lighting, and other different facilities and infrastructure, Alemu said. Ethiopian Airports is installing BHS in Hawassa, Kebri Dar, Dawa, Mekelle, Aksum, Lalibela, Gondar, Arba Minch, and Samara airports. It is also building ground lighting systems in Jijiga and Jimma airports. Perimeter fencing and lighting work will also be undertaken in 8 stations in the regional states. Ethiopian Airports is also in the process of launching construction for 5 new airports. In the regional states, Mizan Aman, Gor Metu, Debre Marcos, Nigel Barena and Yabelo. In line with the growing passenger numbers, Ethiopian Airports launched the $400 million Addis Ababa Bole International Airport expansion project in November 2014. It has 3 phases. The first was the expansion of Terminal 2, which handles international flights. Inaugurated in 2003, Terminal 2 had a floor area of 48,000 square meters and a design capacity for 6 million passengers annually. Under the expansion project, its floor area has gone up to 74,000 square meters for a passenger handling capacity of up to 22 million passengers. A large commercial duty-free area has been added, and the project was inaugurated in 2019. The second phase was the construction of the VIP terminal, and work started in 2017. The now completed construction is on 2 floors featuring restaurants, a press briefing room, a meeting hall and cocktail ballroom, plus a VIP saloon. It has 3 different access ways for diplomats, senior government officials, and heads of state, with its own car park and access road. The third phase was the expansion of Terminal 1, which currently handles domestic and regional flights. Terminal 1 is now totally transformed and merges with Terminal 2. It still handles domestic flights, but with a different look. For the passenger terminal expansion project, the China Communications Construction Company, CCCC, was the contractor, the French firm, ADPI, was the project consultant, CPG, a renowned Singaporean company was the design firm and Exim Bank of China the funder. The expansion project also included works on the tarmac. The apron, which used to accommodate 53 aircraft, now can handle 75 at a time. It also has now a separate stand for general aviation light aircraft, operated by private operators. The runways have been upgraded and maintained. 3 new taxiways have been created and now we have 6 in total, Eskinder Alemu, CEO of Ethiopian Airports, said. All these works increase the number of arrivals and takeoffs we can handle. Even with all the ongoing expansion work, there is concern that Bole International will be congested again after few years. Consequently, the Ethiopian government and Ethiopian Airports is planning to build a new mega airport outside of Addis Ababa. According to Alemu, the planned airport will have 4 runways, 1 big terminal and a commercial area. It will have a capacity to handle 80 to 100 million passengers per annum. It will be comparable with all the major known international hub airports, Alemu said. The total cost of the project is estimated at $5 billion. ADPI is working on the site selection and other preliminary studies with Ethiopian Airports and Ethiopian Airlines. We want to have airports that meet international standards and have operational efficiency. We want to have airports that passengers appreciate, Alemu said. Beyond Ethiopia, Ethiopian Airports anticipates the possibility of managing airports in other African countries under contract agreements. What does the Bole International Airport Terminal 2 expansion project looks like now? Inaugurated on 28 January 2019, Addis Ababa Bole International Airport is equipped with the latest baggage handling system technology with tilting tray sorter system and is capable of handling up to 22 million passengers a year. This upgraded terminal provides modern services and amenities such as automated bag drops, e-gates, self-check-in kiosks, baggage handling, among others. In actual numbers, these are 60 check-in counters and 30 self-check-in kiosks, 10 spots for self-bag drop services, 16 immigration counters, and 16 screening areas for security purposes and 7 airline gates. Within the terminal there's a shopping mall, restaurants and a parking garage beneath. In 2018, the airport overtook Dubai as the leading gateway to Africa with an average of 450 planes per day arriving and departing. It is now the biggest airport aviation hub in Africa, overtaking Johannesburg's Tambo International Airport with 53,000 passengers, more than 500 flights per day and more than 12 million passengers per year. As for Ethiopian Cargo, with its warehouses at both Terminal 1 and 2, it now has the largest capacity in Africa, as it is able to store up to 1 million tons of dry and perishable goods at a time. The Airport 2 terminals have a total of 11 gates, plus more than 30 remote aircraft parking stands, behind both terminals. The airport has 6 taxiways, 23 meters wide each and 2 runways. Runway 1 is 3,700 meters long and 45 meters wide and Runway 2 is 3,800 meters long and 45 meters wide. The expansion also includes the newly opened 5-star hotel within the airport complex. The 97-room Ethiopian Skylight in Terminal Hotel is connected to Departure Terminal 2, within walking distance of the departure gates. This comes on top of the 373-room Ethiopian Skylight Hotel, built on 40,000 square meters land located at about 5 minutes walk from the airport, with its facilities, 27 presidential and executive suites, 4 restaurants, a conference and banquet hall able to handle 2,000 persons, swimming pool, gym, health center, cafe and gift shops. How Ethiopian Airlines intends to dominate the African skies. A member of the Star Alliance, Ethiopian Airlines' African presence and influence doesn't end with the airline itself. In fact, Ethiopian Airlines, as a larger company, has stakes in numerous other African airlines, giving it more influence than meets the eye. It has strategic partnerships and hubs with stakes in several African carriers to varying degrees. Here are just a few that we know of. Let's start with Lomé in Togo. Ethiopia's second hub after Addis Ababa is Lome. In Lome, Ethiopian Airlines has developed a strategic partnership with Asky, a privately owned multinational airline born in Togo with Lome as its African headquarters and main hub with a network of 26 flight destinations in Africa. Ethiopian Airlines invested in Asky for 40% ownership of the company. Asky other shareholders include the multinational Ecobank, the ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development, EBID, and the West African Development Bank, WADB. Ethiopian Airlines' foothold in Lome confirms its acknowledgement of the growing demands for safe, reliable and competitive air transportation services in Central and West Africa. As the major shareholder with aviation expertise, Ethiopian Airlines has a management contract with Asky to manage and operate its services including various codeshares. In the code-sharing commercial arrangement, on a number of flight routes, both airlines sell seats on flights operated by the other, while keeping their own flight number. This happens a lot on routes operated by both airlines and where your booking is made from either of them. Here is an example from our tour of discovery. We were expecting our flight to be on ET 1002 Abidjan to Lome, but it was on Asky KP11 flight as printed below here. You can read, operated by Asky. Ethiopia's cooperation and partnership with Asky Airline has introduced new connectivity between West Africa and Ethiopian worldwide network. Frequent travelers may have noticed these days that for their long-haul flight to America for instance, they are all brought to Lome hub by Asky and picked up by Ethiopian Airlines. Lilongwe, Malawi, is Ethiopian third hub. The shareholder agreement was signed between Ethiopian and Malawi Airlines on July 11, 2013, allowing Ethiopian Airlines to acquire a 49% stake in Malawi's flag carrier in southern Africa. According to Quartz, it also operates the airline. Through this strategic partnership, Ethiopian and the newly formed Malawi Airlines harmonize their flight schedules so as to provide seamless and best connectivity options for travelers within, to and from the Southern Africa region. Chadiya Airlines. Ethiopian Airlines started a new hub at N'Djamena, Chad in partnership with Chad government by forming an equity partner airline, Chadiya Airlines. The operation commenced on 1 October 2018, giving connectivity to domestic, Central Africa, Sudan and West Africa route with Ethiopian Global Network. Anna Arrow, the online network news and analysis website, points out that the Chad government controls 51% of Chadiya, while Ethiopian Airlines owns the remaining 49%. Ethiopian Mozambique Airlines. Ethiopian Airlines started a new hub at Maputo, Mozambique in equity partnership with Ethiopian Mozambique Airlines on 1 December 2018, giving connectivity with the rest of Mozambique destinations for Ethiopian Global Network. Saba Intercontinental. Ethiopian entered into an agreement with Saba Intercontinental Airlines, a regional airline with a hub at Malabo, Equatorial Guinea for a management contract on the 22nd of February 2018. They are currently working together ensuring the connectivity of the domestic destinations with Spain and the rest of Ethiopian Global Network. Zambia Airways. According to Southern Times Africa, the Ethiopian Airlines Group put forth $13.5 million towards the revival of the long-forgotten airline. Established in 1964 but went under in 1995 following liquidity challenges, Zambia Airways is now 45% owned by Ethiopian Airlines. Finally, on Friday 23 September 2022, the Nigerian aviation minister announced Ethiopian Airlines as the chosen bidder for shares in the new Nigerian airline, Nigeria Air. In the deal, Ethiopian Airlines will own 49% of the new airline, the Nigerian Sovereign Fund 46%, and the Nigerian federal government 5%. Right now, it seems like Ethiopian Airlines is unstoppable as it becomes larger and seemingly more stable and established across the continent. Its method of having significant ownership in various smaller airlines across the continent will give all respective countries involved the pride of having a national airline, without the full risk of funding one from the ground up. Furthermore, with Ethiopian's backing comes implied cooperation with the airline itself. The main worry with this, then, is a lack of true competition, which may ultimately be bad for the African traveler. On the other hand, in the face of stiff competition from the likes of Western and Asian airlines, the emergence of a stronger, stable, well-managed and respected African airline like Ethiopian Airlines from the midst of struggling African airlines, which at the same time, props up or revives many of them and creates jobs throughout Africa, can only be good for Africa.
And this concludes what we know about Ethiopian Airlines and Bole International Airport. Now, let us know in the comment section, what is your experience of the airport and the airline? Until then, take care of yourself.